Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cheryl, and today I'm here to bring you my spoiler-free review for Queens of Geek. Oh my god, who writes this book? Jen Wilde. Queens of Geek by Jen Wilde. I borrowed this book from the library, and it has been all over BookTube lately because I think it just came out. I'll look up that later. I am not prepared for this video. This book is a YA contemporary that follows three friends, but specifically two points of view, as they go to a 3-day convention called... Oh my god, I am just not prepared for this video. They go to a convention that is basically like a combination of Comic-Con and VidCon. One of these friends is basically a major vlogger on YouTube. She has like 3 million subscribers. And the other one is her best friend. She's not in the public spotlight, but she is best friends with the vlogger, and then it also includes their third friend, but he doesn't have a point of view in the book. But this book, it was cute, it was fluffy, it was a contemporary, but as I've said many times before on my channel, I really just am not a contemporary person. They have to be just insanely good for me to really give them anything higher than a 3-star rating, and this was not one of them, unfortunately. I did appreciate so many of the references to like nerd culture and being a geek. I felt like there were certain aspects of this book that were kind of overdone, and some people thought, just all the references were so cute and were so fluffy and that just made me laugh. But sometimes it was so over the top that it was just super cringy. I don't know if everyone feels that way, or if I just get secondhand cringe and embarrassment a lot more readily. Is that how it goes? A lot more readily than other people. So, I don't know. This book had a few issues for me, besides like the cringy aspects. There was, of course, insta-love, because the book takes place over like only 3 days and has love stories. Of course it's going to be insta-love. I don't like insta-love, and that kind of detracted from my overall enjoyment of this book, but some people don't get bothered about insta-love the way I do, so if that doesn't bother you, then that probably won't bother you in this book, but it is there. Another issue I had with this is that every character seemed to be too perfect. Like, it was almost like the author went to Tumblr and figured out like the Tumblr dream girl and made them characters, because these characters would say something that was slightly negative or slightly wrong and just immediately recognize they did something wrong, like within the same breath, apologize for it, would lecture themselves as well as the other person as to, this is why I should not have said this, because this is problematic, and blah 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 blah. And it just wasn't realistic. Like, yes, everyone strives to be good, and everyone strives to not be problematic, but we're humans. People make mistakes, and so these characters just seemed a little too perfect, and that was just, it made it a little more unbelievable, because everyone has their faults and their flaws. They would do something a little selfish, and then immediately, literally within the breath, would be like, I'm being so selfish, this is not about me, I should not be selfish because of these reasons, and like, but it was for every single flaw they had, and that was just a little unrealistic, and I just didn't appreciate that aspect that much. Now, on to the things I did like about this book. They did call out, like, slut-shaming, just like the systematic body-shaming and slut-shaming that our society has, and I was like, preach it. I appreciated that aspect, because those are two rampant problems we have in society, especially geared towards young women, which is kind of who this book is geared towards. And so I really did appreciate that. Another aspect is this book has fantastic diverse representation. The one character who's a vlogger, she is she is Chinese Australian and bisexual, and she's canonically bisexual, which means that it is stated in the book that she's bisexual. And you would be surprised how little that actually happens. A lot of times authors will keep it vague and keep you wondering and guessing, but won't actually state whether or not the character is. So I really appreciated the fact that this author didn't hold back. They were like, bam. The other character, her best friend, is autistic, and she deals with anxiety, pretty severe social anxiety, which I related to the anxiety. Now, I don't have it to the level this character does, but I do have anxiety, and I definitely related to some of the elements of her anxiety and just the overwhelming feelings, especially in crowded new situations. And so I really appreciated that, because it's always nice to see yourself in a character, and that doesn't happen as often. But the greatest thing I think about this book is the fact that this diversity and this like representation wasn't hand-fisted. It wasn't forced. And what I mean by that is like there are so many authors who are being called out for being not diverse enough, so they try to be diverse, but they only stick to stereotypes. So if they put someone who's gay in their book, they're flamboyant and like that kind of thing. They just only stick to the stereotypes, which obviously is not how life is. And so that always frustrates me. Or when it's very clear that the author only put a character in the book for the sake of diversity. Like they're a prop, really, and nothing else. And I didn't feel that way about this book at all. There's gay side characters, and not everyone's white, which was fantastic because, like I said, you would be surprised how little that actually happens in books. And that needs to change, but it also needs to change in a way that is positive representation, because bad rep is worse than no rep. And this book just got it perfect, I think. I really did appreciate the representation and the way the author handled these fairly sensitive to some people topics. So all in all, fantastic representation in this book. If you're looking for a diverse read, would highly recommend. Despite all of that, I did only give it 3 out of 5 stars because, like I said, contemporaries are just not for me. And I feel like if this wasn't so cringy at times, maybe I would have given it a 3.5 out or 4. But so anyway, that is my spoiler-free review for Queens of Geek by Jen Wilde. As always, thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!